So the movie that we watched was American Psycho. The movie is set in New York City in the late 80s and features Patrick Bateman, a wealthy young professional who works on Wall Street thanks to his father who owns a company. In the first scene of the movie, we are introduced to Patrick's spotless apartment and meticulous morning routine. Obsessed with himself and all of the little details, we get our first glimpse of his strange behaviors. As we follow him into his work and social life, we see that he is primarily concerned with his own image and has little to no interest in developing interpersonal relationships of any meaningful level. As the movie progresses, Patrick reveals his many violent and sociopathic tendencies that set him apart. On occasions, we watch Patrick's violent thoughts slipping into his view as he casually discusses his desire to murder and mutilate various people, especially those who either make him feel insecure or whom have a sexual relationship with him.
Okay, so the culture of American Psycho. It was set in New York City in 1987 in an office building that was on Wall Street. And within the office, there was a competition to be the richest, but have the best apartment and have the best reservations and hottest girlfriend.
The diagnosis and context. So, the diagnosis of Patrick Bateman is that he can be described as having a personality disorder. More specifically, he exhibits narcissistic personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder, and the borderline personality disorder. Context. In the context of American legal system, Patrick might not receive a proper diagnosis or treatment. Instead, due to his violent nature, it would be more culturally accepted for him to be put in prison.
So the very first personality disorder is narcissistic personality disorder, and the first symptom of that is a pattern of grandiosity. An example of this is an example of him exhibiting a pattern of grandiosity is during a sex scene where he was admiring himself in the mirror rather than focusing on his sexual partner during the act. And the second symptom is a lack of empathy. One of his associates garners more praise than him over a business card, sending Patrick into a state of fury that leads him to premeditating his murder. And the definition of this disorder is a pattern of grandiosity, need for admiration, and lack of empathy.
Antisocial personality disorder. The symptom of this is pattern of violation of the rights of others. Example, on many occasions throughout the movie, Patrick uses his social status and wealth to lure women into his apartment where he would take advantage of them, abuse them, and in some cases murder them. The DSM definition of this is a pattern of disregard for violation and rights of others.
The third disorder is borderline personality disorder, and the symptom of this is a pattern of impulsivity. The example of this is when Patrick was trying to withdraw money from an ATM. He believed the ATM wanted him to feed it a dead cat, but a woman saw him trying to kill the cat and called him out for him to stop. Patrick then decided to impulsively shoot the woman, exploding with anger towards her. And the definition of this disorder is a pattern of instability in interpersonal relationships, self image, and affects, and marked impulsivity.
The treatment for antisocial personality disorder. This disorder causes people to be able to they're unable to feel sympathy for their victims, leading them to perform violent acts towards innocent people. People with antisocial personality disorder are unlikely to seek out help, but when they do, they're diagnosed. The only option for treatment is psychotherapy, due to the fact that there are no approved drugs to treat antisocial personality disorder. If a person seeks out psychotherapy, it would focus on anger management, drug and alcohol misuse treatment, and general mental health treatment. If the person is unable to admit that what is truly going on or foregoes treatment altogether, no progress would be made.
The broader perspectives is this an accurate portrayal? The viewers are given Patrick's internal monologue to better contextualize his unusual emotionless responses. Patrick's character is an extreme portrayal of the personality disorder, and whilst the symptoms may be easier for the viewer to identify, they are extreme, such as Patrick committing murder, while others may not, especially since there is such a low percentage of serial killers.